Hello everyone. Pardon me. This is Joni with my frog in my throat. I have decided to go ahead and fix or try to fix a cornucopia tonight. And I have been trying to get all my things gathered around here together, and everything looked pretty good in here until I got in here and started digging all this stuff out that I have to have for that. And then my cornucopia, the frame, the actual cornucopia, was, they had put one of the legs on crooked, and it wasn't sitting even, so I had to cut it and place it in the right place so that when I set it down, it would sit correctly. So that looks much better now that I've fixed it. But I'm going to adjust my camera in just a minute, and so that you all will be able to see what I'm doing as I do it. And I would like to first thank my new subscribers. I am getting a lot of new subscribers, and I want to thank them and tell them I really do appreciate you greatly. And I think that you will find out that you have come to a channel that the people on my channel are marvelous. I mean, they are totally just awesome. And I couldn't ask for anyone any better. And they're very, very sweet, and they're very generous, and they are very, when I say generous, I mean in things that they do, not for me or anything, but just the way they talk, you can tell that they are generous to people that they know or someone they're thinking about or something like that. And they're just a tremendous bunch. That's all you can say about it. And I'm so happy with them. And I try to show that through answering all of the comments that they put on there. And there for a while I was thinking that some of my comments weren't being taken and actually put with their names and things, because I would remember answering these people, but then it would they would not show up, and the answer that I did would not show up with their names or anything in the comments section. So I would just go ahead and answer it again. So if there's any of you that have received two answers on the same thing, that's the reason it is, because it doesn't show up on my iPad. And so that's why all that is going on. And just take that as an extra heart. And I know that I'm thinking about you, and that I was worried. That's why I went ahead and put an extra answer or to the question I read. Okay, guys, I'm back, and I have got that taken care of. And what I have done is, you can see I've put some in here, and I don't really have it turned toward the camera to where you can see it very well. That's the front of it. Now, if I were to turn, I still have, see, my stuff is falling out. I'm going to fix it so that you can see it from the side too. But this is just some things, and I will take this out so that you can see what it looks like as you look down inside. What I did was I took a piece of styrofoam like this, and that is about, I'd say, 1/2 inch thick. And it's pretty closely woven. I mean, when it was made, it's made very tight, like it is. It isn't very porous. And to just keep it from showing inside the cornucopia, I took some of my, you can see it all on my fingers, some black paint, and not black, brown, dark brown, and painted around the sides. Now, I didn't paint this side or this. I just painted the round parts here, because that's the only place really that you can see it, is right there on the edges of the sides. So I painted that, and I stuck it right down in here. I pushed it back in through there as far as I could without causing this to break, because I wanted to take some stems, and I know that I have talked with you guys about this before, that when I have flowers or something and I'm using them, if I don't need that long stem that's on the flower, I don't throw my stems away, because you can always use them later for some other reason. And I took this and stuck it up inside of some of the things that's here, and that would allow me then to put it down in there and stick it into this. And that gives you a tighter thing to where it doesn't want to roll out on you all the time and everything. And then some of it you can just scoot down in there without putting too much pressure on the outsides of your basket, and put it down in there nicely, and it will stick there for you. And I even have a big pine cone down in here, and I have ears of corn that I bought, and here's a purple one, and the corn husk that was on the corn was fixed back like this, and I really don't particularly like it up like that well, because, oh dear, I hit my elbow. I like it most generally like this, because that, to me, that looks more natural, like in its natural state. And I think this corn is really pretty. I love it. It's the yellow it has red and burgundy and all those colors in it. Yellow, that yellow is gorgeous. So I just took this big piece of corn here, and then this piece of corn, and then there's a piece right here that you can't see very well. And I've put this up around like this. Well, as you can see, they've dried it back the other way, so it doesn't want to stay up there like that. Well, what I did, I had just little pieces of, I don't know if I can find it here in my mess I have here now. It's just a little strand of jute that I had been using on something else. And I just tied just a little, here it is, one of them. It's just a thin piece of jute, very, very thin. And I just tied that around it and tied it in a knot, and then I tied a little bow on it. Just, you really can't see it, but it just pleased me that it looked a little bit better with the bow. And so then I took that after I got it. In fact, I can see the bow right here. You probably can't, but if the camera were close enough, you could. But anyway, I tied that on there, and then that gives me the look of the husk around the corn. And then I chose to keep this one just clean. I just cleaned all of it off and didn't put any of the husk on it at all. Now, I did this one, though, down here, and it has a lot of husk on it. And I may push it back, but it will be covered up to where it really can't be seen. I don't think that much. And then I bought these berries the other day down at Michael's. And I love them. I think they are just so pretty. So I got those, and I didn't take the whole bunch like they come in bunches. I just took the little individual pieces that I needed and took the individual branches off. And then I always take my things, my leaves like here, because they'll be back here, all the way back here. And what you want is you want it up around here if it's going to be up there showing sort of tight. But now if you're back here and you're going to have several, then you would want your leaves back there. But most of the time I have noticed that mine, I want them up here close. So I go ahead and I push mine up here like this, because these are going to be back in there. What I did is I put them down here on the bottom, and I just put them back in there enough to where they can just sort of lay back under all of that stuff. but yet it gives you this real pretty little look out here in front, if I can get all this stuff out of the front of it. And it looks like it's cascading out of the basket. And I think that gives a pretty look. I like that. I think I have too many leaves right here, though, so probably, if it weren't for the fact that I will be probably taking this apart and using the berries for something else, I would go ahead and just eliminate these leaves right here and cut them off. And or I would probably take it back out and just pull the leaves out, because you can also do that. You can just pull the leaves right off of the end here of the wire and keep them, and then later on insert them back on another wire, and you're fine to go. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put some berries right here over top of these leaves. I don't like all of those leaves sticking up in there. And if I can get to go under that. And then that will give me more berries there. And that looks better than all those leaves did. And then I'm going to take, let's see, what am I going to put in there next? I think I might try this and see how it looks right there. And I'm just going to put it right there and push it in to where it will stay. And there is some kind of a little piece of something that's been made with. Now, I'm just pushing that back in so it will stay nicely. And then I think that I will take these apples. I love these. I have had these for quite some time. I really don't know where I got them because I have probably had these for about 3 years or longer. And I think I'm going to take that and stick back in there. And that will give that a real pretty look right there. Turn that red to the outer side. Gotta get that back in there really well. How that goes. And then, let's see what we can do with this corn right here. I'm going to get that. I'll push that down. And push this right here. And I really don't like all of this right here. So I'm going to try to hide that even more. And just sort of put it like that. Then we have, you can see all of that. Then we can take the gourd and stick it right there. Now see, that will be on your table, and if you want to, you could take your glue gun and glue this down as you go, and there would be no danger of it falling, but I wouldn't do that myself because, like I said, I'll probably be taking it loose. And I'm going to put the green one right here. I think it'll stay there. It should. Yeah, see, it needed some of those berries to prop it up. And then, excuse me, I think that I'm going to cut, because I want some of this spewing out down here, the pine cones. I think that that looks pretty because to me that's just a fall decoration that I love to use. I love pine cones. I use a lot of pine cones in my decorating. And what I'm going to do with these flowers is we'll take these and just cut some of them off. And stick them back in here. And I place this on so sort of give the effect of a tablecloth. But I just got 2 of my placemats and brought it in here and put this on 2 of my placemats. So now these were 97 cents. And yellow ball mum pick. And I'm breaking my pick up. I'm cutting it up to give me some little added color down here. And then I like this, yeah, I love this apple. I love it. I mean, I think it's so pretty. I'm going to set that right there. And then I may, just depending on how this looks, I'm not looking at it myself from front view. I could either set it over here and make sure that red part is turning out, because I think that is the prettiest part of it. And then if I wanted to, now I have pumpkins galore, and they're packed from where I had my tour last year. I had a fall tour last year, but I didn't have the tour this year because of the situation of everything going on, and so I didn't do anything. And so I have other pumpkins that are really the pretty ones, like the green ones here and this one. I have beautiful pumpkins, but they were packed away, and I just didn't want to go to all of that to get them out for just this purpose of fixing this, and I knew that I could get it just as pretty with these pumpkins as I could with the others. But I fully intend next fall, be the good Lord's will, to have all of my stuff unpacked, and I will be having my tour like I always have had, and hopefully, good Lord's will, I will be having my Christmas tour also. So trying to get things straightened around for that. But that is the way that I would do this for a cornucopia. Now, you all might do it differently. You could add more of these berries. I love them. I think they're just so pretty. I bought some white ones, and that doesn't show up very much on that back right there. That gives it pretty good. I got some of the white ones, and then I bought some that look like they're sort of in between a green, and then on top they're sort of a burgundy. Look like the sun has ripened them, and they've got little bits of that coming out. And I think that they're just beautiful. I love them. So I like to have this coming out like it's sort of spilling out onto your tablecloth. And depending on your tablecloth, you would assume would use the color of the flowers. But these are fall flowers, so any color flower or leaves, even leaves strewn around this would be pretty. That piece is too big for right there. It's got too many leaves on it. Whoops. See, you can take the whole thing off. That would be an idea. Just take that whole thing off and just put the berries in, and then take this part of the pick and just put it back, and then when I get ready to use it later on, I can do it that way. Now, I also bought some that are sort of cream colored. I haven't put any of those. Well, I did over here. I did one little bunch over there. So I think I'll leave these together. I may be using these pretty soon, but now these are the ones that have the brownish and purplish color on them. And there's some, I don't know if it will actually show up or not that much of the color. Trying to get it on there. And I think that will really put a pretty look there. And I don't know, I thought about something a while ago, and I'm going to just put it there and just see what it looks like. I don't know if I would like it or not. But I have a little bird's nest. And I don't know what that would look like sitting right there in front of that. Um, it would probably look like too much spring instead of fall. But hope eternal is it springs eternal as far as I'm concerned. But I think that I love this bird nest. I'm going to do something with it. I don't think I would put it there, but it doesn't look that bad. But I think that if the egg were different colored other than the yellow, if it was maybe a brownish, you know, like they have the eggs that are sort of a brownish, light tan color. Now, if it had been that color, that might have worked. But I don't think that I would put it there with the color it is. So that's my, I'll try, if I can, turn this all in one swoosh around through there and let you all get a view of how it would look from the side. If I can get these placemats to move with me so that you can see what it looks like. And let's see, I need to bring it out this way. My camera's not back in. I am ordering one of those tripods that Arlene was talking about on her channel the other day. And I'm hoping that it will help me in my struggles. But I'm going to have to get rid of some stuff in my studio also. So before I'm going to be able to get any help at all because I've got too much stuff in here. But now that's the way it looks, sort of looking at it from the side view. It may need a bit, but still you don't want too much up here because it's just supposed to look like it's falling out. And like I said, if you wanted to, you could always put not one of these kind of pumpkins, but the more flat pumpkins there and just make it look like there's more coming out. Sit it right there. And then I have a pine cone here I could put there, or I have another pumpkin here that could be placed like that to give you a really full look of everything just coming right out of the oh my goodness, the cornucopia. And I really do. I like that, and I love these apples. I really do. Now, one thing I did have to do, and I was going to tell you about that, but I forgot. This cornucopia, when I bought it, they had put the legs on it crooked, and there's two little, they've just got little round pieces of this, the thing like this is made out of. They've got it woven just like it is with the cornucopia itself. And they have two, one on either side. And when it's when they put it on there, they put it on crooked. So it was leaning to the side, so it was always falling over. So what I did was I took the leg itself and I just went right where they had it hooked into this, they had woven it into this outer part on the bottom. And I cut it loose from the two pieces of the stuff that they had it woven through. And then I took my glue gun and glued those two pieces back together so that my basket would still remain sturdy and it wouldn't come loose. The weave wouldn't come loose. And then I put it back, I took the leg, because they've just got a little piece of that, and it's round. It's sort of like a French braid of some sort. And I just took that and put it back like it should be, except I put it where it should be, because they had them crooked and one was way out to the side, so it would allow it to roll way over, and I didn't want that. So I just took my glue gun then, and I took a circular, I just put a circular band there of glue, and I used it heavily. Then I took that and just stuck it to that glue and held it for probably about 5 minutes until it cooled, you know, enough to where you could sit it down and not be afraid that it would move on you. And now, as you can see, with me moving it and everything, it has stayed up erect like it should be. So I've taken care of that problem. And if you can always put a few berries down in here, you just to your taste is the way that you want to decorate these. And I love them. I think they're beautiful. And I just, I love them. I really do. And so I'm going to get off of here now because I've been on here, God, my goodness, a long, long time. I'll probably have to do a lot of editing. So I hope that you guys enjoy this, and I hope that I didn't bend your ear too much with all of my plights that I have going on. But I will, I'm planning on making about 2 or 3 more things. I've got to get my craft stuff put away, and then I'm going to come back and make some other. I have a couple DIYs that I really am anxious to do for you, because I think that you probably will like those too. And I think that I just about have all the fall things done that I want to do. I think this cornucopia was about my last. I'm looking around trying to see what I can see all around here. But I think it's about the last thing that I did. But I could give you one thing, though, one little bit of a, a thing for you to use, a hint, it's not a hint. I am too tired. It's very late here. It is 15 after 10, and I have been going all day long. And I haven't eaten much dinner, so I'm getting hungry too. But one thing that when you have your planners and things like that, you have a problem with storage, at least everyone I've heard so far, of storing your stickers and things like that, and your paper. Well, what I did the other day, I had my daughter, she and her husband were at Walmart, and she called and asked me if there was anything that I wanted, and I had been thinking, and they have these crates at Walmart made out of the wood, and I told her, I said, yes, I said, I would like for you to get me 2 of those crates. I said, I'm going to try my paper in there and see if I can't stand my paper upright and put the crates where I can stand at the right height, and just put my pages up to where I can. All I have to do is just thumb through there, and I can see the paper that I want, and I won't have to take each piece of each paper that's each. I can't think of anything I'm saying tonight. Anything individual piece paper that you buy in the in the whole thing. You have to. We had to take those out, and I didn't like doing that because I'd just rather stand there and just flip through and keep going and not have to take each of the books. That's what it is. Books of paper out. So now I have them fixed in 2 of the crates, and they're sitting over there on my tall thing there that I put the drawers back in. And it doesn't look that great, but boy, it is handy, that's for sure. So now when I want my paper for my planner, all I have to do is just go over and look, just thumb through those. And if I see one I like, I pull it out, and that's it. So that's just a hint for you, and it is not a hint. It is, I can't think of the word. It is something to be of help to you. Let's put it that way. I still can't think of the word I'm trying to use, but I'm trying to be of help to you with something, so that's what it is. And if you all are having trouble with storing your planner paper, that's a good way to do it, and without having to go through all of it and pull it out of drawers or whatever. But okay, I'm getting off of here. I'm going to go eat, and then I'm going to put my pajamas on and I'm going to rest. So I will be talking with you guys tomorrow, good Lord's will, because I'm planning on doing 1 or maybe 2 DIYs tomorrow. And depending on how the situation goes, because I am supposed to go to a doctor tomorrow, and he is a cancer specialist, and I have a place on my nose that it was there about 40 years ago, and I had it removed, and it's been gone all this time. But now it has come up, and it started getting red on either side of the incision that was there where the other one was taken off. And I had never had any trouble with it all those years. And it's probably been about 40 years, I'd say. And then it started getting red on one side of where the incision was, and then it started getting red on the other side about 2 weeks later. And now it's encompassed both sides. So I'm seeing, he's supposed to be, I've never seen him before either, but he is supposed to be a very good doctor for what he does. And he takes the malignancy, he's a skin specialist, and he takes it off layer by layer. I think it's called the Mohs method. I'm not sure about that. My daughter would know. But he's very good. So I may be getting some, I don't know if he would do it tomorrow if he thinks that it is malignant, or if he would schedule me for a week or so. But anyway, I do have to go see him tomorrow. But after I get through with him, I hope to be able to come home and do 1 or 2 DIYs and put them up. So I will talk with you guys later, and you take care, and happy crafting with all of your adventures that you're into. So I'll talk with you later, and you come back and we will craft some more. Bye-bye.